Hey there, welcome to today's video. So a couple of months ago I did a couple of videos introducing you to my rather unique TRS 80 MC10 computer. Now since that time I have been using it a lot, learning all the little tricks and everything else about the computer. And by the way, if you haven't seen those first videos, I'll put a link to the first one up here, and I'll link both videos down below. So I've been using this computer a lot, and actually I'd like to take this moment to give a quick shout out to an emulator that I found. It's called the VMC10, which works great, comes with a lot of preloaded games and stuff that you can load into the emulator and play. It's a nice little program. So what I've been doing is writing programs on the emulator and then going over and putting them on the actual hardware just to play around with them. It saves a lot of time from having to continuously retype things on this rather uncomfortable chiclet keyboard. But one of the problems I've started having is that the keyboard isn't responding properly. Some of the keys are getting really hard to press, and some of them are only working a little bit, like you have to push them a lot to make them work. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take the keyboard apart, take a look at it, give it a cleaning, and hopefully figure out what's going on there. All right, let's get started. So the first thing we have to do is take the case apart. And now we have to take the keyboard out. Now the circuit board has to come out. Oh, I need a smaller screwdriver for that. There we go, this one will do. There we go. Doesn't look dirty or anything in here. Seems to be okay. If this is the bottom, that's the space bar. This area of keys right in here that seem to be having a problem. Now, unfortunately, these look like they're all just soldered right in, so I don't know what the problem could be. Maybe when I reconnected it, last time I took it apart, I may have, oh, yes, it looks like there's a bent wire here. So last time I took the board apart, I must not have connected all of the wires here in properly. Anyways, we get to have a look at the mechanism for the keyboard. And this time I guess I gotta straighten all these wires out and make sure they connect properly. One of the nice things about it, if you can see on the board here, that each area is actually labeled right on the board. It's silk screened right on. Enter, break, P, greater than, less than, shift, control. So when you're working on this, if you have something that doesn't work, it wouldn't be hard to find the correct spot. Anyways, we'll give it a little contact cleaner and try putting it back together and see if it works. Good shot of contact cleaner in there. Now I'll just let that dry. Well, it's pretty much dry already. So we'll now put this back together and make sure that I got all of the little wires on the ends here nice and straight to go back into there. I guess I was just rushing. So just goes to show, even though I've taken this computer apart a dozen times probably, you get a little careless and you can make things not work. And speaking about being careless, I had just noticed I had forgotten to put my anti-static wristband on, especially in the winter time around here. It's very staticky. Get shocks from a lot of things. Don't want to fry any chips. So yet another instance of being careless and working too quickly. So when you're playing around with old electronics, you just want to slow down. Okay, let's put this back together. And now the cardboard connector slips in there like this. And this goes on like here. And now comes the part of making sure that I properly line everything up here. Now the hard part is doing the second one, because you don't have near the travel to play around with. Carefully. Okay, that looks good. I think, yep, that looks good. All right. Now it's time to hook this up, test it out, and see if that fixed it. And everything's hooked up. The computer is on. And the keys in that corner now appear to be working. Now, fortunately, that turned out to be a really easy fix. It wasn't any parts that needed to be replaced. There was no failures in the electronics. It was just a case of my own carelessness. And that just goes to show that even if you're doing something over and over and over again, you have to take the time each and every time to make sure you do it right. Otherwise, it can turn into a big headache. So that's all for the video today. Thanks for watching. You can like it, you can subscribe to my channel, you can leave a comment below, or if you didn't enjoy this, you can just hit that thumbs down button. So I'll see you next time.